At the beginning of the weekend, 8 Canberrans were pitted against a tribe of 8 contestants from across Australia and New Zealand in the ultimate test of patriotism.
Blue Range Campground played host to Survivor Canberra's third season, Survivor Canberra versus the World.
Players quickly formed first impressions of their tribes, and they received a welcome note that pointed them in the direction of the water well and the tribe flag.
Sabrina from Ginninderra and Anthea from Currawong nabbed a note from under the water wells that instructed them to complete a quest to win an advantage. They had to say what in the world 5 times at their first tribal councils.
Ginninderra won the first immunity challenge, sending Currawong to tribal council. Anthea completed her quest successfully, while the tribe was engaged in a messy vote where Jay was eventually the first person voted out of his tribe.
In a surprise twist, players were given a second chance at the Swamp of Sadness, where they would compete in duels to try and win their way back into the game.
Currawong won the second immunity challenge, and Ginninderra went to tribal council where Sabrina failed in her quest and Amy was voted out unanimously.
The game then shook up with a surprise tribe swap. Maddie was the first victim of the swap after she was voted out by the Canberrans and Aiden.
Eden and Andrew both found immunity idols that were disguised as decorations on the tribe flags. Eden used his idol to try and save Anthea, but it was revealed that the idol was only valid on the opposite tribe.
Things got even more intense when Dan and Liv announced the double tribal council. Twin was the next victim of a bad swap, and even though John had just flipped to save the Canberrans on the Ginninderra tribe, he was voted out unanimously.
Meanwhile, the Swamp of Sadness was playing out in the background, and Amy beat Jay, Maddie, and Anthea to score a place in the final Battleback Challenge.
Amy's Cinderella story was cut just short of the finish line, and John won the Battleback to return to the game. John, along with the remaining players, then merged.
After merge, Aiden and John were the initial targets. John turned on Aiden to save himself, and Aiden became the first member of the jury.
The game then shook up again with the very first Survivor Canberra auction. Oscar bought himself an advantage to split the tribe into 2, where both groups would vote someone out. Little did the rest of the tribe know, Pauline bought an idol clue amongst her stale croissants.
John's comeback was cut short, and Andrew's run came to an end at the double elimination. Pauline, meanwhile, found the idol in the voting booth.
The power dynamic then shifted when Bethany and Eden flipped to vote out Todd. Lauren, a huge power player, followed him out the door.
On the last episode, Sabrina was blindsided by the whole tribe after she became the biggest threat in the game.
Now only 5 remain. Bethany has used her exceptional read on the game to hustle and work every vote to overcome minorities and score a place in the finale.
Ed started the game as a Survivor novice, but used his engaging personality and physical assets to learn the game from those around him and eventually became a genuine threat.
Eden has played the game with a unique flair. He used his knowledge of the game and strategic skills to work his way from impossible situations to a position of power.
Oscar came into the weekend as the youngest player in the game and formed strong bonds which allowed him to make big power plays.
Pauline has spent the whole weekend being underrated by her peers. However, Pauline made her way to the finale in a smart and strategic fashion.
The finale of Survivor Canberra versus the World is here. Who will be the sole survivor?
I think we're on.
Final five.
I think we're on, mate.
I didn't realise I'd get so emotional after like 2 days, but Sabah had been together since the start. She was my number one ally.
Honestly, I think we're on, mate. We're all good.
Let's hug. That was so
Isn't that
emotional
great,
for me.
You did great.
But you know, like that's exactly what needed to happen in that vote. And I'm glad that it happened. Like, obviously I voted for her. I think it was a key part of like pushing that onto her, but still hard.
That's fantastic. Was that one emotional for you?
Yeah.
I must be a serial killer. I am not feeling anything of those.
I was with her the whole time.
True, that's a good point. That's a very true good point, yeah.
I feel really good knowing that I've made it this far in the game. I had such a strong chance of being one of the first people voted out. You know, I was preparing for it. Like, I really thought I'd be sleeping at home last night.
No, I think... No, that's fine. You're not cry, mate. It's okay. No, it's she appreciated that we were just playing a good game too. Yeah, so... Isn't it funny how emotionally invested you get in this game?
Oh, dear.
Oh.
I think I've got a very strong chance of making it to the final 3, but it's how do I turn that final 3 into a victory? That's what I'm working through next.
Yeah, but like you said, you've been with her from the get-go. No, I think she appreciates it. She'll be rooting for you. I reckon you'll have a vote.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm just keen to be able to prove my case and plead my case to the jury, and hopefully that they do see that, you know, I haven't coasted. This has been deliberate and slow moves, subtle moves, social moves, because I'm not a challenge beast.
You mean Ed for the top 3?
Yep.
Oscar's next?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
You
then-
got Beth on board with that?
Yeah, for sure. She'll be on board.
I've got a strong team. I've got Beth on my side. I've got Eden on my side. I've got Pauline on my side. We're gonna give Oscar the chop.
Because we're big personalities.
Yeah, definitely. How you feeling?
Good.
Yeah?
Stress. That's
As
Yeah, it feels good to. Yeah, I'm glad.
This is gonna be a big challenge, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, like
I know Oscar's not gonna side me. I think he'll be gunning for me if I don't win immunity in the next challenge as well. He'll be saying my name to everyone else. I think the 3 of us can get Oscar out for sure.
I think so too.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
The person that I think I trust the least at the moment is Oscar. That would be who I would prefer to target this round.
Well, we need to subtly get Pauline and Eden away.
Yeah.
Let them know that as well.
Yeah. I feel like if you get comfortable, you get lazy. I always think like that I'm having to come away from each challenge and each tribal and keep putting in more work. So I'm not going to stop now. I've just got to keep going. We're moving forward, slowly but surely.
that's the thing. I would be fine going to a final 3 with Ed, but Todd, when he left, got into my head that Ed is like a real fan.
So the plan now is Ed next. I think he's got too many fans on that jury.
Yeah.
Like, Loz and Todd are both so influential people. Like, they're clear leader material. And I think that they will just be like, oh yeah, Ed did X, Y, Z.
Famous last words. I feel quite comfortable currently. I think everyone's going to be gunning for Ed, which I don't mind.
I'm concerned Ed will win this one.
Yeah.
I'd like it. I mean, do you guys want it to be him?
I don't want to vote him out.
I want to vote him out. The biggest challenge is Ed. I think he's got a huge chance of winning this whole thing just by dominating the last 3 challenges. Also, Ed's not a secret fan because at one of the votes he came up to me, he's like, Eden, I'm voting for you. But then the vote changed and we all voted out John, so it got really awkward.
Now again, I'm naive, so I don't actually know how it works when we get to the last 4. Can someone still win immunity? That's something I'm going to have to go and ask the rest of the crew to find out, because I don't know what to do. I think having Ed on our top 3, I don't think he has many feelings with him.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Didn't he get voted like most disliked or most like?
Something like that. I'm having such a fun time right now. I'm glad I won a second one. Look at this. How good. Yeah, we're good. Let's go. I reckon it'll be split down the middle with you and me.
That's fine. Yeah, that sounds good.
We're most liked.
And most annoying.
Yeah.
I'd like to get Ed out straight away and then go to the end with Beth, Oscar and Pauline, but if Ed does win immunity, we'll have to see what happens. I also feel like, unless he found it relatively recently, he would have played it on... Well, yeah, he didn't vote for her, but I think he knew where the numbers were.
Yeah. He's smart.
Also thinking about idols, no one's found anything, so maybe there is still something out there, but maybe there isn't. I don't think there's anything here either. Nah. Oh, I cannot believe I'm in the final 5. I'm astounded. The fact that the World Tribe was so down on numbers and the fact that there's 2 of us here in the final 5, insane. I feel so lucky to be here. I wouldn't have predicted that I'd make it this far, and no matter where I place, I'm satisfied with this whole experience. I've had a blast.
Come on in. Welcome back, Gondwana. A dwindling bunch.
Yeah, final 5. Wow. Welcome to your next challenge, final 5. So we need the immunity necklace back. All right.
Thanks, Ed. Back up for grabs.
Immunity back up for grabs. So who's ready for the challenge? Yay! Love
That's
it.
the spirit. In this challenge, players will have to overcome 5 different obstacles. When a player completes each obstacle, they will then untie a bag of puzzle pieces from the stake and return it to their table. Once they complete all 5 obstacles and retrieve all 5 bags of puzzle pieces, they must solve their puzzle. The first player to complete the puzzle wins immunity and is safe from Tribal Council. Survivors ready? Go! Okay. It's a difficult challenge. There are lots of difficult obstacles.
There is. Oscar's
Okay,
safe
Oscar.
on his one. Unwrapping his first bag.
Sounds like Eden is playing the dog.
He's not having any luck with the balance beam yet.
Here's Ed going for his first scroll. And Ed moving on. And Oscar moving on.
Yeah.
Making
Oscar
quick
and
work of
Ed.
this.
Oh, Eden just missed the rubber chicken. So Ed is unwrapping his second bag now. You can do, as long as your feet aren't on the grass, yep. So, crawling strategy
That's
didn't work from
challenging.
Bethany. Alright, so Oscar's back with his second bag.
Bethany doing her best. She's getting further every time.
Yeah, this balance beam is really hard.
It's really thin.
It's very thin.
Okay, Eden.
Alright, Eden's
He's
on
got
the board.
his chicken in.
Getting his first bag.
It's harder to get those chickens in that bin than you think.
Yeah. Oh, Pauline's on the board there. Go on.
Ed
unwrap it.
encouraging his opponents.
Yeah, that's it.
The balance beam is challenging.
So Pauline back with her first bag.
Got, oh, so close, Bethany.
Keep going, Bethany.
So far,
Eden's unwrapping his second bag now. Oh, Bethany, so close
so
that
close.
time. Oh,
Keep
Pauline,
trying.
so close with that rubber chicken in the bucket. Oh, Ed's got the ladder ball on.
That's his second.
I think this might be his third.
You are right. Indeed.
Thank you.
When I'm throwing.
As usual.
As per usual.
Oh, Pauline's in.
Pauline's got her rubber chicken in. Oh, Ed's got his
chicken
in.
in.
Bounced on the edge and then went in.
Good job, Bethany.
Good job,
I would
Bethany.
pick that.
We'll pay that.
This
Ed's
is
got-
Ed's last.
Yeah, Ed's got 4. He's got 1 more to go. This is probably the hardest one. But
It
Yeah.
is quite wobbly.
yeah. And he does it. Wow, Ed's unwrapping his 5th bag.
Onto his
Onto his puzzle.
puzzle.
Let's see what this puzzle is. Oscar's back with his 3rd bag.
Ooh, yes, that is a difficult beam. Gonna bring a few people unstuck, I think.
Yeah.
Different tactic this time, didn't pay off.
Oscar trying to move quickly through that time and didn't work. Oh, just off from Bethany for that ladder ball. Oh, Eden's got his ladder
just
ball
made
on.
his yes.
Untying his next bag.
The ball's on string, I believe.
Well, the ball's on string. The blue balls. Alright, we've got some traffic at the balance beam now.
Yeah.
Alright, Bethany through to get another bag.
Oscar's on his last challenge.
Alright, Bethany back with another bag. I think Eden's bringing back his last bag
He
now.
is.
Bethany's just got 2 more to go.
Keep pushing, Bethany.
Yeah, keep fighting. You
You're
never
still
know.
in this. So close.
So close from Bethany. It's not a very easy puzzle. It does take a lot of concentration.
Done.
All right, let's check it. Looks good to me. Ed wins individual immunity. Congrats, Ed. All right, Ed, congratulations, another win.
Once
Come and
again.
get your individual immunity.
Let's give it to you this time.
Yeah.
I just almost poke you in the eye every time.
That's fine.
And Ed, just stand beside Liv here for a sec, because there is a reward to this challenge as well. So congratulations, you've won some cookies.
Oh, thanks very much.
But you do have a choice to make as well. You can share the cookies with one person from your tribe. So who would you like to share those
Just
cookies
one
with?
person?
Just one person, yeah.
Who wants some cookies? Anyone? Yeah, on mate. Yeah, we'll have them together.
All right,
Okay.
so Eden and Ed are going to share some cookies together
Dream team.
while the other 3 go back to camp. All right.
Okay.
So Ed, say from Tribal Council for the rest of you. One of you will be the next person voted out of Survivor Canberra versus the world. So we'll see you at Tribal Council. Head on out.
I'm out.
Amazing job, by the way.
Yeah, thanks,
That
man.
was so good.
That was great. Normally I don't like cookies, but right now we haven't eaten all day. Oh, I had the protein shake. I've eaten more than anyone here. I feel bad. I should not be munching cookies right now. I've had more food than anyone in the tribes, but that's all right. I'm still happy to eat them. We're bonding over cookies now, so we're in this for
This is
blood.
so good.
Yeah,
I'm so
we're blood
thankful.
brothers now, mate.
Oh my god. They're
Now, but you
beautiful.
don't feel like you have to wait for me to eat one. Just keep smashing them, man.
Oh my
I
God.
can't eat this many. Yeah, I'm not sure if I did need this immunity. I think I had the votes to do what I needed to do within the tribe anyway, and that is to get rid of Oscar. That's the next play. Right, we'll get rid of Oscar for this vote.
Yeah.
I think moving forward, you and me to decide who's going to be the other person with us.
This round is quite difficult. That's because Ed has 1 immunity again. And props to him, he's been doing really well physically, but it makes me quite nervous to go against him at the end. Do you still want a final 3 of me, you, and Pauline?
Yeah, I really like that. Obviously, Pauline might have a lot of votes because she's well liked.
So, you both won
Yeah.
Best Life. I think Oscar and Pauline have played similar games, and the 2 of them are going to split votes. And if I go against Oscar and Pauline together, I think I've got a much better shot. And that's why your game is so impressive to me, because you didn't know what you're doing. You just waddled through and you beasted the challenges and you managed to make your way all the way here. I think it's impressive.
It's not.
It's impressive to me.
I'd say it's luck. I mean, I can't believe I've made it this far. Every time I go to a council meeting, it's like a blessing, mate. What am I doing here? So, I'm starting to hope against hope that I might win. Let's keep Pauline on side. I think she's been willing to vote with us, make the right decisions with us. Let's keep her on.
Yeah,
I think she's way less likely to double cross us. Right?
100%.
While this was really good to have, I more just wanted to Oscar couldn't have it. To me, that was the most important thing, is that Oscar didn't win. So yeah, now I'm happy. I got my cookies. I'm pretty stoked. It's kind of between Pauline and Beth, right?
Yeah. I don't want to. I think Beth hasn't done anything wrong to anyone. I think everyone would love her, and she's really smart. So we could vote for Beth. I've played the entire game with Bethany. We've done everything together, but at this point, you know, I'm looking at the rest of the players. She has played, hands down, the best game out of the final 5. Bethany. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I was thinking. Ed wanted to go for you. I told him I would do it. I'm not doing it.
Awesome, great.
There was also no idle clue around the cookies, around the...
Oh,
I searched
okay, cool.
in the bar. That's why I wanted to go. I'm like, I have to search for
Smart.
it, but it wasn't there. It's quite hard because I have played so much of this game with Bethany and I don't want to write her name down. I don't want to hurt her like that, but Survivor is a game of deception and it's a game of getting people before they get you. So, yeah, Ed wants you gone, but I'm not going to do that, and as long as Pauline doesn't do that, we have the numbers. I will be telling Bethany and voting for you. Though.
Of course, yeah, that's just the way, yeah. So the first day, if like your name come up, I was like, oh my god, and now I'm like, whatever.
Use my name, spill it. I need to get Bethany out if I wanted to win. I need to get Bethany out to be the sole world left and to be the only one who can claim this underdog journey. Oh, and a bird shat on me.
Oh, no, that's good luck.
Oh, true! I never believed in that.
Well, you should now.
I better. I guess that's my option. You know, I've loved working with Bethany and I've loved this heroic journey we've been on, but I didn't come here to play a heroic game. And as the great Taylor Swift once said, sometimes you've got to be the anti-hero. And that's what we got to do.
Yeah, and I don't think she has another.
No, I don't know if anyone does. We'll find it.
Right. Like, first and foremost, obviously unideal that Ed won that challenge, but like, we knew that was a possibility.
I'm really worried about the next challenge. I think we've got to take out Goliath somehow.
Yeah. I think, yeah, it's one of those things. I feel like it's just, there's always going to be someone more physical left in the game.
I wanted Ed gone, and now it's just gonna have to be Eden. I just think the fact that he came in as a minority and is still here.
I want Eden. I'd risk, but I'm kind of just willing to risk that because I just...
Who do you think he would want out?
Surely Bethany. I feel like he'll want me here.
It's quite possible that Eden will play an idol. I still would prefer to take the risk and vote for him.
I'm worried that it might have been like, let's look for the idol. No one's found it yet, to just make us literally say that, like, oh, he was looking for the idol. He doesn't have
that's
it.
true. No, I'm happy with that.
My path to the end from this point is vote out Eden and then getting Ed out and being in a final 3 with Bethany, myself and Pauline.
Yeah, no, I trust you completely.
Yeah, for sure. Next time at the end.
But I don't think that Eddie or Oscar could be.
But either can either. So what do we do?
Oh, he's coming.
Hey. I think the general consensus for this vote is that Oscar is the one we're going to gun for. So long as it wasn't him winning immunity, I think that puts us in an okay spot. What are your thoughts for this round? Like, have you the time to consider, or have you just kind of...
Yeah, so I think we know who to vote for now.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's Oscar.
Yeah. Well, I figured that I can deal with Ed as a threat at the jury. I was getting him to try and tell me the votes that he had, and he seemed to quite happily count the ones. He's like, oh yeah, I reckon I've got Todd and John, and trying to get him to give me more and more. Like, I think there are votes for him on the jury, but I'm not sure if there are enough for him to win.
Do you guys think he might have any? Do you think he's...
I think he would have told me.
Yeah?
But I don't know, but I think he may have told me.
It's baffling to me that none have showed up.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to take Ed to the end, but it may be more the fact that we can't get him out before the end. So I need to play into that. But like, if none of us can take out Ed, is he just getting to pick who sits with him?
The worst thing that's happened in my game so far is Ed winning immunity. Everything's been going really well up until this point. But yeah, that's really thrown a spanner in the works.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So I've had chats with Bethany. She's really keen to vote Oscar out, and I'm equally keen to vote Eden out. So I think we're at an impasse.
I don't know. I feel like I'm not going to get any votes realistically. Like, people do trust me, and I step them back.
I would vote for you. No.
Yeah, no, I think you get lots of votes.
You're great.
I wouldn't mind pulling my idol out at the end of the game, at the final tribal, and just being like, didn't even need this. You didn't know I had it, and I didn't need it because everything went exactly to plan.
So, were we thinking with regards
It's Oscar.
Oscar, yeah.
We're worried that he might have immunity on.
I think he does.
I want to sit next to Oscar at the final 3. And the only way that I can do this now, I think, is to vote, is to play my idol on him.
Are you worried about an idol?
From Eden?
Just from anyone?
Well, if he has one, it would be plan B. During bet? I think that's what I can get from my play.
Yeah.
Bethany and I are going to come back together after this vote, even if we've voted separately. The plan is still on. We still want to sit next to each other. We don't want to vote each other out.
Either way, we need to stick together. Either way, whatever one goes this round and one goes the next round, we have to stay together. Yeah. And I will go to fire rock. So I never forget.
So I think I'm just going to have to make my decision at tribal.
That is like a promise. Yeah. Oscar now, Eden right out, or Eden now Oscar. Yeah. And then whatever happens, the next one.
Every vote up until now has gone exactly how I wanted it to go, except this one. And it's mechanically impossible for me to vote out Ed. It would have gone how I wanted it to go if he didn't win immunity. But when you play an idol, and when you play an idol on someone else, all hell could break loose.
Come on in. And we'll now bring in the members of our jury. I almost forgot. Aiden, Andrew, John, Todd, Loz, and Sab voted out at the last tribal council.
All right, final 5, welcome. Ed, once again, you've got the immunity idol. Congratulations. Ed, you did mention at last tribal council that you might have been voted out if you didn't have that. Is that the same feeling at this tribal council, do you think?
I think at this point, you kind of always want immunity.
Yeah.
Because you're never sure who's going to be voting for who.
Do you think if you don't have it though, that you will be voted out?
I think I'd be at risk.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure.
So you're kind of proving to be the threat that you maybe said that you were or thought that you were.
It's clearly all a fluke. I'm not a threat.
So at the last tribal council, presumably, so Sab was voted out, and that was looked to us like a bit of a blindside. And so I was just wondering, how do you avoid being a blindside yourself, Oscar? Like, how do you know that it's not going to be you?
You never know that it's not going to be you. I think you just make sure you're in every conversation you can be in. I think that's what I do to make sure I don't feel like I'm being blindsided, is just have the conversation with everyone. Don't just assume that because somebody's spoken to somebody else that's good. Because I think the more conversations you're in, the more likely you are to pick up that you are being targeted.
Okay.
And are you looking towards the final now? Are you looking towards who you do want to take to the end?
Yeah.
And what do those people look like?
I think that that has always played a factor in my decision making. I guess you've just got to weigh up what you're doing and see what the best possible combination of people to go with is, given who's on the jury, and I have been doing that.
Bethany, you've said in the last couple of votes that you've been sort of a little bit unsure maybe of where your vote's going to go. How are you feeling with this vote?
I was unsure when I come here, I think. You never know what's going to happen. Even now, there seems to be conversations happening.
There are.
Yeah, that makes
it
it even worse, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. So I would like to find out what's going on. Me too.
what is happening? What
Yeah,
what
what
are
is
the
happening?
conversations? I mean, we can't tell you.
Yeah. Eden, this is the last time that you can play an advantage or an idol. Are you factoring that into that vote because there hasn't been anything played for a while?
I mean, yeah, I've thought about it. I haven't been able to find anything. I don't know if anyone. No, after you, ladies first.
Is this indicative that it's not a clear vote tonight, Eden? All these conversations that are happening, this is clearly live.
It could be. It might be that it's really hard with 5 people to have those one-on-one conversations that you need to have and be clear about what you're doing. It could be anything like that.
Ed, is there a reason you're not being involved in these conversations?
I think it is a clear vote.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Why do you think, Ed, that there are whispering going on if it is a clear vote? What's your take on that?
That's a good question, actually. I didn't consider why they'd be whispering if there was a clear vote. Maybe there's
Did you know they were
a clear
whispering?
vote after all. maybe I'll be surprised with what happens next.
Bethany, do you see this as a clear-cut vote?
No, I don't.
Okay.
It's easy to think of it as a clear-cut vote, I think, if you've got immunity. But when you're vulnerable, I think you have to keep thinking through all the options. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's tough because there's only like so many ways you can say things, and there's only so many combinations of people left that could work as peers to vote for. So it's not easy.
So, Pauline, you've got a 25% chance of going home with this tribal council. What are you doing back at camp to reduce that percentage?
I'm trying to have conversations with everyone, but everyone's trying to do that. So I don't know if there's anything unique that I'm doing that everyone else isn't doing. Like, there's only so many things you can do when there are 5 people. The permutations have significantly decreased than when we started the merge with 11. But I'm just trying to figure out where everyone's head is at. Ed said it was a clear vote. Yeah, I think I'm clear on where I want to vote, but I'm certainly feeling some uncertainty and some anxiety at the moment.
And Oscar, when you go up to write that name in the parchment, what would be the main reason why you vote for that person?
The main reason is who you think you can beat and who you think you have a chance against in a final tribal council situation. That's why, yeah, the first initial conversations I had with people, I'm sticking to.
Okay, so this is a very live tribal council. Is there anything else that anyone needs to say? Because the whispering will stop when we go to vote. All right, nothing else to say. So with that, we will get to the vote. Ed, you're obviously got individual immunity, you cannot be voted for. Everyone else up for grabs. Bethany, you're up first.
Good, Beth.
Wait. No, stop it. Oh no. Someone's got an idol. Someone has found it. Fuck. I'm an idiot. It just popped into my head to look under this right now, but I could have looked under it a year ago. I'm a fucking moron. I think Bethany has it. I was going to vote for Beth. Don't want to vote for Oscar. I'm going to throw a vote at Pauline. I don't know what to do. It does. Yeah, Bethany surely has that thing. Fuck. Sorry, you've lost that. I came into tribal ready to vote for Bethany. But she told me she searched the whole voting booth for an idol. She found that. She's got it. It has to be her.
All right, we'll go count the votes. Alright, if anyone does have an idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so.
So the emotional support croissant gave me more than just emotional support. Also gave me a clue to a hidden immunity idol, which I found in the voting booth.
Wow.
And I've had with me since the croissant, but I do love that too. I'm gonna play this for Oscar.
Alright. So I can confirm this is a valid hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast for Oscar will not count. Alright, we'll read the votes. Alright. Oscar does not count. Oscar does not count. Pauline. 1 vote Pauline. Eden. 1 vote Pauline. 1 vote Eden. 1 vote left. The 12th person voted out of Survivor Canberra vs. the World and the 7th member of the jury, Eden.
It's alright, guys. Good luck to all of you. Amazing move.
Eden, really well played. The tribe has spoken.
Best of luck.
Head on out.
Well, congratulations, the final 4. We are certainly getting to the pointy end now. We've been talking a lot about it, about moves and about what's going to get you to the end. That certainly was not a subtle move. So with that, you can head on out and we'll see you at the next challenge.
I feel amazing. I'm really content with the game I played. That was a great move. And yeah, I'm really excited to see how it plays out. I love all 4 of the people left and I'd love for any of them to win.
I actually have no idea how this vote is going to turn out tonight. I've been told so many names. Or I've been told 3 names because there's only 3 people I can vote for. And I assume they've been told my name too.
When I got to the voting booth, I saw that the idol was missing and I decided to reconsider my Bethany vote in case of an idol play. I thought she was most likely to have it. I was wrong, Pauline was most likely to have it, but I did swing my vote on Pauline and Sprinter. Not going to pretend like I knew Pauline had the idol, I did not. I'd love to see Bethany win. She's last world standing. We went through so much together and I think she deserves it. I just want to say, first of all, big thank you to all the production and all the crew. It's been amazing. This was so much better run than I could have even imagined. I've loved it. I love meeting the 15 other castaways that were out here. I had a great time playing.
Go us! We made the final 4. Good work, guys. We killed it. By the skin of our teeth, mate. Good work. Good on you.
That was crazy. What the fuck was that? That's completely unpredictable. Did not expect that huge move by Pauline. That's really cool. And I reckon it won us some points for the jury too.
What a play.
Well done, everybody.
You're playing the game, man. That's awesome.
How we win this? I don't know.
Huge tribal council. So I just pretty much would have just been voted out on a revote had Pauline not played her idol for me.
Thank you so much. That was huge. That was huge. Yeah.
Oh, I'm really worried that that's put like a target on me now. But if
Potentially,
you actually do
but there's
anything,
4 left, and I'm not voting against you.
thank you.
So, yeah.
You know, now that I've played an idol for Oscar, all I have to say is Oscar is only here because of me. And hopefully the jury respects that.
No,
I just couldn't have you going home.
Yeah.
That would be awful for my game.
Of course. I don't think we both know we need to sit next to each other.
Yeah. I ended up getting 1 vote, and I don't know who voted for me or why. But thank goodness I didn't get voted out, because for a second I thought that I had just idled myself out. At the Whispering at Tribal,
Yeah.
was Eden was telling me to vote for Bethany.
Yeah.
Did anyone pitch my name to you?
No, literally no one. So unless Bethany
I don't think Bethany voted for me. I think Bethany voted for you.
Okay.
Pauline can definitely win season 3. If I make it to the end, I'm so confident that I'll be able to win. I think that I've had a good story. I think that I've made some moves where I've had to. And I think that the game has gone exactly how I wanted it to go.
Sorry for lying to you for so long, looking for idols.
That's
with
so.
me.
I think no, I'm not. Yeah, no. That's so exciting. Were you so stoked when you found it?
Stoked.
Where, was it?
Under the table.
No,
sorry, there was a clue in the croissant, like a scroll,
Ah.
which I quickly transferred to my sunglasses case.
Yeah.
I did not expect Pauline to have that idol. I'm very glad she did. I think it's changed a few things for me. I think I'm a big believer if an idol gets played for you, it's not really a move for you, it's a move for them.
Put it into my actual bag. Really feel really bad because I put it into. Eden lent me his jacket at the start of the day. I literally had it in Eden's jacket and voted Eden out.
And obviously I've been playing with Pauline this whole time. Now I think I kind of want to cut her for that. Is that terrible? I kind of want to do something a bit cutthroat.
What do you want to do?
I kind of want to do it with you.
Yeah.
Have an ally, cut that ally. Have an ally, cut that ally. Have an ally, cut that ally.
Who do you want to do it?
Pauline.
Yes, please. For me, it's out of spite, mate. So I'm. Yeah, that sounds good for me. You know, if I do win immunity, I'm going to get rid of Pauline out of spite for playing that damn immunity idol. So yeah, I'm coming for Pauline, not for strategy, just for spite now. I just want to vote Pauline out.
Obviously, playing an idol for me is it looks worse for me.
That's going to look good for the jury though. If you take that and turn it around, they'll be like, great play, mate.
Pauline, now I'm coming for you, alright? If I get the chance, I'm voting you out of this. And you're like the nicest person ever. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Bethany, can we just have a chat quickly?
So we just voted out Eden at Tribal Council. Obviously I did not vote for Eden, and obviously I think the votes would have gone on Oscar had Pauline not pulled out an idol. So that was obviously very impressive.
Yeah. Does that make you scared to sit next to me at the end now, or?
I'm not sitting next to you.
Okay,
That's the
cool.
thing.
Yeah.
If I'm there, I want to be sitting next to you.
sit.
It was very impressive, and I'm super proud of her for doing such a ballsy move.
I didn't want to sit at the end with you and Eden.
No,
and
and
that was
that's
my
totally
concern.
fair. And I feel the same about you and Oscar.
Yeah.
So,
But I'm now willing to
Yeah,
him,
okay.
100%. I'm willing to go to Rocks or whatever.
if Ed doesn't win immunity, I think he has to be the vote. Simply because I think the jury loves him. He's amazing. He's learned this whole game in 2 days.
Yeah.
What's more impressive than that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he's done something.
Do we have any?
Bethany and I have built a really close relationship throughout the merge. And I have to trust Bethany and I have to trust Oscar as well.
Listen, I reckon I'm gone if I don't win immunity. If I don't win immunity next, they're going to get rid of me. I think I'd have some votes on that jury. I'd be in a bit of strife. Yeah, I think I'm in a bit of trouble if I don't win immunity next. What do you reckon? What do you reckon they're thinking?
I suppose there's not many options. They must be talking about one of the two of us.
It's me. It's got to be me.
I feel like at this point we have to say everything to everyone and all at once. There's when there's only 5 people, there's no wiggle room.
Yeah.
So, and now there's 4. There's even less. Great. Let's do this some more.
Oh my god, exactly.
And
it's funny once there's thought.
I think I've still got a shot to win. I don't know. It depends on the jury, and it depends on obviously Pauline's move just now was very impressive. If anything though, Eden would have been a vote for. I think it will be a vote for me to win, and she's just put him on the jury. Ominous.
Grim. Yeah, ominous. The calm before the storm.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Final 4. Oscar, Ed, Pauline and Bethany. What an effort to make it this far.
Yeah, congratulations.
Oscar, how does it feel to be in the final 4?
great, especially it seemed to be a close call, so it feels, great to be here.
Yeah, I'm sure you're pretty grateful that another got played for you.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
This is our final challenge.
This is our final challenge, so if you win immunity here, you are guaranteed a spot at the final tribal council, so a lot on the line. So with that, Ed, we will get the necklace back, please.
Thanks, Ed.
Wonderful. So immunity.
For the last time.
For the last time, immunity back up for grabs.
In this challenge, players must balance a small metal ball on a wooden cylinder while holding the centre cylinder in place with two handles. At regular intervals, new pieces will be added to either end, making it harder to balance the ball on the centre cylinder. If a player's ball and cylinders fall, then they are out of the challenge. The last remaining player will win individual immunity and a guaranteed spot in the final three.
Okay, so for the final time and for the last individual immunity,
10, 9, 8, 7. You know what? Everyone looks settled.
okay, we will
Everyone's
start
good.
the timer.
Okay, we've got a few minutes at this level. It's going to get harder and harder as the more segments that we add.
Everybody looking very steady.
Yeah, steady at this level. Not super hard at this stage, but as we can see, it's going to get a lot harder the more segments that we put on. This is all about your wrists. You might get tired, concentration, balance, and also just who wants it the most, really.
Absolutely. It's been another long day.
Yeah, if you really want it, you're willing to fight through that wrist pain. You're willing to keep those eyes just peeled on that ball, on those segments. Spot in the final tribal council, a chance to plead your case in front of the jury. A lot on the line here. Fight hard. As the thunder bellows.
Impending doom.
Impending doom.
For somebody.
Someone.
Okay, we have 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're all
and
safe.
stop.
Put your segments down. All right, we'll let you count you down again. So pick your pieces up and get settled. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Everyone's up. Everyone looks good. All right, it does get a little bit harder here, especially with the rain. Makes those pieces a little bit slipperier. Harder to concentrate, rain going into the face. But it is a Survivor Canberra tradition, so we wouldn't want it any other way, would we?
Exactly.
Epic final challenge in the rain. Let's get it.
Everyone looking very steady.
This is what you came here for the elements. This is Survivor.
We said it was going to be fun. We never said it was going to be easy.
Yeah, we never said it was going to be easy.
And there is some hail.
And there's some hail. Doing well, everyone, in this rain. It's not easy with those pieces getting slippery and wet.
Okay, 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop.
And you're safe, you can drop those pieces. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Pauline couldn't get settled, she's out of the challenge. Not a fun way to go out. Everyone else looking good. That epic thunder in the background. Warning us all that it's still here. Might be back very soon.
Might come back.
Pauline getting a front row seat with Bethany, Ed and Oscar fighting for their chance to be in the final three. Great concentration. Just keeping that pressure on.
Okay, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop.
You're all safe.
Well done.
Good job, everyone.
Moving on and up.
Yep, so we're currently at the second hardest level. It's getting serious now.
It is.
We'll give you a 10-second countdown, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody good. Good job, everyone. That's the hardest part, getting it up, making the transition. You all made it. Oh, Ed, out of the challenge. Wow, just like that.
Oscar starting to shake slightly. Bethany's looking pretty solid.
Down to a 2. Bethany or Oscar are going to win immunity and make their way to the final 3. Oscar's arm really shaking now. Keep fighting, Oscar. Fight through that pain.
That's it. Never give up.
Oscar drops. Bethany wins immunity and a guaranteed spot in the final 3.
Wow.
Wow, what a challenge. Bethany, you've done it. You've won your way into the final 3. Individual immunity is yours. Come and get it.
Congratulations.
First one.
This
What a
is a
time
good one to get.
to win.
Thank you.
Wow. All right, Bethany, safe from the vote, guaranteed spot in the final 3. Pauline, Ed, and Oscar. One of you will be the next person voted out of Survivor Canberra versus the World, and will be the final member of the jury. So we'll see you at Tribal Council. Head on out.
Time for a chat.
Yeah. Who do you want in there with you?
I am shocked. I cannot believe that I have managed to pull out not only an immunity win, but like literally the most important one. I see that you have tons of votes in the jury. I see the way they look at you. Every time you open your mouth, they're like licking it up.
Yeah, I don't think I've got much of a shot at making this one.
I can't wait to see the jury's face when they see it around my neck. This is really hard. Like Pauline has doing some amazing moves now in front of the jury, which stresses me. The plan heading into final tribal is that we're going to vote out Ed. I don't see any of us really beating him in the final, so why take him?
Like you said, she's made some huge moves. I think you can beat Oscar.
I know, but the problem is that I worry that I can't beat you.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I think that there's definitely votes there that are for you that might be up for grabs if you're not.
I think you're right, yeah.
And then going into final tribal, I think my name has been written down once. So I'm hoping that I can see my name written down a lot more.
I think you will.
As much as I would like it for it to be me and you still, after everything that we've been through.
I'm feeling a bit vulnerable now. Obviously I don't have the idol and I did just make a big move right in front of the jury, so.
And you're going to vote for him?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Yeah. I think he's the biggest threat. I think he's the biggest threat. The fact that Ed has learned the whole game of Survivor in 2 days and made it like practically to the end is pretty, like, it's a pretty good story. Basically. Yeah, but also because he's like showed such growth and learned the whole game in 2 days, that's just a story that I can't compete with.
No. Ultimately, I'm really hoping that Ed's physical prowess makes him more of a target than my one move. I've just made a move, but ultimately I think he's a bigger threat than
Of course. Yeah.
Won so many challenges. He's got more votes than me.
Yeah, he's a huge jury threat.
Yeah.
My hope is that Ed will vote for Oscar or me, and that Bethany, Oscar, and I will vote for Ed.
I mean, there's nothing that we can say to each other
Again,
anyway.
we played the game together. We can talk ourselves up.
Exactly.
Yeah, together.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be deep breaths.
I certainly think that my idol play has elevated my threat level significantly, and the way that this game has gone is that the second that someone has been a threat, they stand out.
I think.
I'm happy with whatever happens at this point.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. And I really respect your game. So.
Yeah, thank you, and I really respect your game.
Yeah.
Thank you for saving me. Oh my god.
I have joked that it's an emotional support croissant. I think those kinds of things, like the bucket hat, the emotional support croissant, the fun skirts, have made me seem like a quirky kind of person rather than a threat. And so the emotional support croissant is a bit of a strategic move. No one takes someone who's holding half a croissant for the whole day seriously. And that's kind of what I want. I don't want anyone to have taken me seriously until I get to the end.
So, who do you want in the top 3? Yeah.
I just, I didn't win immunity.
I know, but I still reckon you're in.
I'm going to vote for Pauline out of spite because she stuffed everything up for me. But otherwise, a good game by her. Like, she's played really well. I think she's got guaranteed herself a spot in the top 3. I think I'm done for, mate.
Do you?
Yeah.
I
think it's me.
I genuinely don't know who. Because obviously we've all pitched the other person to the other person.
I think I'm the most likely to get votes from the jury. They're aware of that. So I don't think I'm going to survive this.
Like what I said to you before the challenge, I'm not just, obviously that's the only option. Yeah. But I swear to God I want to make that move.
Yeah, I think it's the right thing to call. It's going to be 2v2 because they're going to vote for me. I've spoken with Oscar. He's told me that he's going to vote against Pauline. I highly doubt he's going to vote against Pauline. So you've got my support. You do what you need to do, man. Like, you do what you think's best.
I'm voting for Pauline.
I appreciate that. That's really good of you.
Yeah.
I think we can make a move for it. I think we've got the votes. Yeah. I think we can beat that. Pauline's going to get votes from that jury. She's so lovely and likeable that she's just going to get votes from them. I think you've got the votes.
I don't know. Yeah, but then I think that I've got the votes now.
Yeah.
Like I think that they're talking about making.
Well, I'm voting for it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, of course.
Let's quit it with you.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So this experience has been fantastic. I've loved this weekend. It's something that you could try and tell people about, and they would have. It's such a strange weekend. It's such a spectrum of different things that you've been doing.
You've played a great game.
Yeah, you did, man. Yeah.
Yeah, let's hug.
What a move at the end. That is something you should. That's Survivor as, man. That was great.
Yeah.
That was so cool. But yeah, I think we've had a good game.
I think, yeah.
Well, I think you don't know what happened. No one's
happy.
going to have any hard feelings.
No.
or anything like that.
I'm really happy with how it went. Yeah.
I've had a great time. It's been a really fun experience. When it comes out, I'm going to make everyone in my life watch it. So if you're one of those people, hi, how you going? It's good to see you. What a weekend.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Good job in the challenge, by the way.
Thank you, that was
really good.
Yeah, thank you, that was intense. Started hailing during the final immunity challenge, which was pretty epic. I honestly though, I felt so focused, I wasn't really paying attention to it. I was just looking at my ball. I've seen Malcolm and Sari lose that challenge, and that was devastating every time. And I have shaky hands like Malcolm too, so I was like, oh my god, the same thing's happening. But that's okay. I don't believe I needed that challenge to win. I think people will be looking to vote out Ed. I don't want to do that.
You just have to see how it goes.
I think it's time. Me and Pauline were separated. Yeah, that's why I wanted to say that to you quickly before the challenge, because I know after the challenge, obviously there's only one other option. So I just wanted to say
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, no, that's great. Well, we'll go off that. Yeah. Sweet as.
I was always wanting to go to the end with Pauline, because I think we played a similar game and I thought I could out-argue her. But now she's done a very public move that's basically shown that she's got the leg up on me. You guys are great players, so it's scary to go up against you. But I think...
Yeah, well, Beth's been transparent. She's like, no, it's you. She's getting rid of me. So...
I'm going to try and sway Bethany. I think she'll be not super fond of it. I know she doesn't want to go to the end with Ed. I'm voting Pauline. Sorry, that was all. No matter what tonight. It'd be a tiebreaker between Ed and Pauline. where hopefully Ed would win. Or if you also vote out Pauline, it stops Ed from having a like another challenge moment in front of the jury.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay,
I'm
take.
just saying.
I know.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if I.
No,
but
I'll
there's
take
no
it
point.
I'll
It's the
take it
end.
on board.
But I just think I'm willing to make that risk now. I just don't think I'm going to beat Pauline now. The tiebreaker.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
if you
for a
vote, I don't even know how they work, mate.
Well, that's because it's usually fire. I'm wondering. Yeah, I don't actually know what it's going to be. So hopefully.
Well, realistically, a split vote would probably be on Ed and me. And then there'd be a challenge, and Ed would win that, and I'd be the final member of the jury.
Come on in. Okay, and we'll bring in the members of our jury. Aiden, Andrew, John, Todd, Loz, Sab and Eden voted out at the last tribal council. Okay.
Ooh.
Final four.
Final four. Wow, you've made it. You're so close to the final three. Bethany, it must feel amazing to win your first challenge at Final Four and
really
have
does.
guaranteed safety and the chance to plead your case to the jury. How are you feeling right now?
I feel really happy that I have finally won an immunity. And that
What a one to win.
I know, like first one, and it's the most crucial one I think for my game. It's just like a relief to come to tribal and know that your name can't be written down. Like it's the first time that's ever happened. So,
did that change the way that you approached things when you went back to camp?
Yeah, a little bit. Like I felt like I had to have a conversation with each person and find out where they think their jury votes are, and like in the different combinations of who they're sitting with, who they think they have votes against. But to be honest, I think like it's out, like it's, you know, it's almost out of my hands. Like I think I have said to Paul, I'm just going to say it, I've said to Pauline that I am 100% not voting her out tonight. I want to sit next to her. I have to practice what I preach, and if I'm preaching girl power, that is not happening basically. So it's I'll be voting for one of the boys.
So Ed, how does that make you feel?
Like I'm going to get voted for.
Yes. So what would you say to keep yourself safe?
At this point, I kind of feel like there's not much I can say to keep myself safe. I think there's a big target on my back. Yeah, I think I've spoken to different group members. They know who I'm voting for, and I'm just going to vote for who I've told you guys I'm voting for.
So, Pauline, do you think Bethany
everyone
said...
that you're voting for.
So, Pauline, do you think Bethany said that because she thinks the two boys are voting for you? Do you think the two boys are voting for you?
I don't know who's voting for me at this point. Yeah, I had conversations with all three of them one-on-one. I think at this point, everyone's mind was made up before the conversation. There's not much more that any one of us can do. Yeah, I like it's in everyone else's hands now, not mine. You know, obviously I played my case at each of those conversations, but ultimately I think it has been determined who's going home, and it's been determined without me.
So, Oscar, how do you decide between Pauline and Ed? Because you obviously you're going to vote for one of them. How do you decide who do you want to sit next to out of those two?
It's a toss-up. It's a toss-up choosing between Pauline and Ed. Obviously, those are my only two options. I think it always comes down to whether or not I can defend my game against Ed, and whether or not I can distinguish my game from Pauline's, and which risk I'm willing to take. And so I'm voting based on, which risk I'm willing to take.
Right, and Ed, same for you. Is your vote based on a similar vibe, who you can win against?
Yeah, I guess you're thinking about who the jury's going to be valuing, and you want to consider who your biggest threat would be if you were in the top three, and who you do want to be sitting next to at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's see what happens. Alright, Bethany, you cannot be voted for. You've got the necklace. Everyone else is fair game. So, Pauline, you're up first.
Get him, Pauline.
It's you or me today, Ed. Hopefully it's you.
Pauline, I'm voting for you, like I told you I would.
Alright, we'll go count the votes. Alright, final four. We'll read the votes. Alright, first vote. Pauline. Second vote. Ed. Ed. That's 2 votes Ed, 1 vote Pauline, 1 vote left. Pauline, we're going to a tie. So, the result of a tie at final 4, we will go straight to a challenge. So the winner of the challenge will continue to the final 3. The loser of the challenge will be the next person voted out and the final member of the jury. In the final 4 tiebreaker challenge, the 2 players must, when instructed, stack coins on top of their elbow. The coins must be placed on top of each other, and if at any point a player's stack falls, then they will be eliminated from the game and will become the final member of the jury. The winner will move on to the final tribal council. Ed, Pauline, it's come down to this challenge to see who makes it to the final 3. Alright, so you can get your elbows ready. Alright, grab your first coin and place it on your elbow. Alright, and I'll tell you when to put the next one on. Alright, now. Alright.
It's already gone.
Yep, Pauline.
Oh my gosh.
Unfortunately,
Wow,
you
there you
have lost the challenge, which means Ed, you are officially now in the final 3. Winner of the
Wow.
challenge. Congratulations.
Congratulations, just like that.
Alright, congratulations Ed, you won the challenge, which means you're now part of the final 3. Pauline, unfortunately I've lost the challenge, which means, Pauline, you are the 13th person voted out of Survivor Canberra and the last member of the jury. Come on over. Pauline, the tribe may not have spoken, but you've lost the challenge. Head on out.
Final 3.
Wow, congratulations, you've done it.
Well done, that is huge.
It's huge. You've done all you can, you've made it as far as you can, so now you'll be pleading your case to the 8 jury members, win over their vote and become the sole survivor of Survivor Canberra versus the world. Alright, we'll see you there. Head on out.
I'm feeling okay having been voted out. I'm not surprised by that. Bethany did tell me that she would be voting for Ed and that she thought Oscar would be voting for me. I think the problem is that I needed Oscar in the final 4, but once I'd played an idol on Oscar, he couldn't sit next to me in the final 3 and beat me. He's only in the final 3 because I saved him.
Pauline, thanks for saving me with your idol, but I need to prove that I'm in control of my own game.
Yeah, I am really pleased with how I went this game. I think it went well. I think I would have made a good final argument at the jury. I think there's a reasonable chance that Bethany will win. She's who I'll be voting for. I at this point. The emotional croissant has served me well to this point, but it is of no use to me now.
Beth,
Oh my god!
We made it. How good is this?
Congratulations! Yeah, you did a great job.
That went exactly how I thought it would go. I decided that I needed to make the move on Pauline to prove that I do have control over myself.
I mean, Oscar, I think if you think that was best for your game, then you do you. Felt like I had to stay true to what I had said, and I'm glad I did, because I think that may mean that Pauline is maybe more inclined to vote for me over Oscar. What do you think Pauline will have to say about that in her jury?
Well, you
gotta vote now, don't you?
I think she would have played that idol for me, knowing that it made her look better than it made me look. So I think she'll get it. I think she'll get it.
valid.
How about this fucking weekend? What is happening? How am I still in this? There is no chance I should still be in this. I can't believe it.
Oh, I really didn't think I was like, that's so nice of him to say.
Yeah.
If you vote for me, I get it.
Yeah.
No, you followed through like a champ. I really appreciate that.
Of course.
That's so good of you.
I was like, I'm getting ready to say something funny on the way out of here. I was thinking about how I could go and see the jury. I'm never going to see that fucking swamp. I want to see the swamp. This is, this is crazy.
Yeah, I lied to Pauline.
Yeah.
But
No, I was, when she played that immunity idol for you, I was like, I need to get back to Pauline.
yeah.
At one point during a confession, I was like, I'm voting for Spite.
I cannot believe that I'm in that. Oscar was saying, I'll vote Pauline with you. I couldn't believe he did. I'd be telling me the same thing. I wouldn't have voted for I wouldn't have voted for Pauline. I would have sent me. But yeah, how good. That's all right. I might win this.
So how are you guys feeling about having to go in and plead our cases?
I don't know how it's normally done. So I'm just gonna...
I imagine that we'll make statements and they'll question us and we'll answer.
Specific things I want to point out is pulling in Aiden at the swap, getting close with Aiden, which didn't really plan out. When I got that tribal advantage and tried to take Todd out, just things like that where I would make the smart move of I don't have an underdog story. I have never had an underdog story in this game, but I think it's also equally respectable to have been in the numbers the entire time, vote correctly the entire time, and cut my allies when I needed to cut my allies, to look them in the eye and say that I would vote a certain way and then cut them. Yeah, I just need to show that
Yeah, you've played a good game, and that's a strong, that's a bold move. Jury's gonna get around that, right?
Yeah.
That's
Or they'll hate me.
That's huge. Pauline may not vote for you.
Yeah, hopefully.
I can't believe I'm sitting in the final 3 of Survivor Canberra. I'm proud of how I've played.
Yeah, you should be.
So,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you should be.
proud of how you played.
I'm proud.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that I played from the bottom, but I think I've been through almost everything in this game, and I don't think Ed and Oscar can say the same thing.
They don't seem like the crew to do a popularity vote necessarily either. I think they appreciate and respect the game.
I hope so. That's what I'm banking on.
Yeah.
I think there's pride in being the only member of the original world tribe, the outsiders. Obviously, it shows that it was important to me to come here and play a good game and play a game that I can be happy with.
Oh, so will they ask, did you vote for me and stuff like that?
I think maybe, they might ask, they might ask for justification for some of the things that we've done, or they might be really horrible to us, actually.
I think it's possible.
Crazy.
So yeah, I'm just really proud of myself. I don't think I could have played any differently than I have played, and I don't think I could have played any better than this. You know, there was that question in the quiz about who do you think is going to be a bitter juror, like who's going to be pissed if you voted for them. And I did not vote for Lauren, so.
There you go.
I knew I had to play a certain way when I came into this game. I knew I would be the youngest, and I was. And I knew that someone as young as me wouldn't be calling the shots, so I had to sit in the middle, which is what I did this entire time. I think I've proved time and time again that I will sit in a majority, but I have no qualms in cutting the people closest to me within that majority.
And lying to people and stuff like that. It was really tough for me.
Yeah, I get that. It's not easy.
And I got good at it.
Yeah, and now, what have you created?
Yeah, now I'm just going to do that in my day-to-day life all the time. I might just have to tell the jury, you know, it's been a learning experience. I've learned as I've gone along. I've had a good opportunity to learn from you guys and apply what I've learned into practice. I've been very lucky with some challenges, but I think a lot of what's helped me succeed is the strategy side of things. I've had a fun time no matter what.
It's giving Labrador.
Yeah, that's right. You've been outside in the sun and having a great time. You've met all these great new people. It's been a crack up. I can't wait to tell people about it, make them watch. I cannot wait to watch it. I cannot wait to see what's been going on around me and how oblivious I've been to everything. I reckon I'll come off looking like a real idiot.
I just really hope that the jury can see and respect the games that we've played, like all of us, you know. I would hope that people would remember me as someone that never gave up in the game and always looked for an opportunity. I hope that people can see that you can play the social game and that is a valid strategic game. I think we've all played kind of differently, and they have to pick one of us. Yeah. they can't be completely better. So
I love this game, and I've played this game in its entirety now. I've played, literally through to the end, and either way, I've had this amazing experience that I've always wanted.
Come on in.
All right, the final three, Ed, Bethany, and Oscar.
And we'll now bring in the members of the jury. Aiden, Andrew, John, Todd, Loz, Sab, Eden, and Pauline. Voted out of the last tribal. Well, not voted out.
Yeah, challenged out.
Challenged out.
Yeah, let's go with that. All right, final three. Congratulations. You've made it as far as you can. This is an amazing feat, so whatever happens here, you should be very, very proud of yourself.
Yeah, well done.
But you have done all you can, and now we do hand it over to the jury, who will be deciding who is the sole survivor of Survivor Canberra Season 3. So, with that, we'll start with opening statements. So, Oscar, we'll start with you.
Yep.
Come, Oscar.
Hey guys, it's nice to talk to you again. So I'll just start from the start of this game. I came into this game knowing I would more than likely be the youngest, and when I came to my initial tribe and the closest person was 10 years 10 years older than me, I knew I'd have to play a certain way. I knew that it was more than likely that I wouldn't be in control, but I always knew that I could be in control of my own position in the game. So that pretty much sums up my game. I've decided to refer to it as cutting shapes. I've been cutting shapes through this game, basically working my way through different majorities, particularly after the merge, to vote out threat after threat after threat. Unfortunately, though, a lot of those were my allies. Obviously, I looked a fair few of you in the eye, said I wouldn't vote for you, and then I did take you out. A fair few of you. And I just wanted, the way I wanted to play this game, if I was in control of my own positioning, was by being cutthroat. I hoped that everyone could appreciate that. Of course, if you didn't, you can yell at me if you want. even though Pauline saved me with the idol at the end, thank you so much, Pauline, I wanted to prove that I wasn't in Pauline's hands and that I could be in control of my own game and sit here by myself, having worked with almost everyone on the jury, and say that I'm here now. Thank you.
Thanks, Oscar. Bethany, you're up next.
Hello, jury members. I think that we all know that there are multiple ways that you can play the game of Survivor, and I would like to show that there are multiple ways that you can win the game of Survivor. And the way that I have chosen to play this game is by being socially strategic, to play like fluidly, to look at options, to build connections, to make smart moves, to know when to like not push a vote. There are so many aspects of my game, and I welcome you all to question me on it. Thank you.
Thanks, Bethany. Ed, you're up next.
Hey guys, I don't think I can claim to be here based on my own merit at all. I think I'm here because of the help from a lot of you. I think there's a lot of lessons I've learned from all of you during this weekend, where you've shown me the right way to play the game, shown me the right kind of moves to make. You've helped me and guided me the entire time. A majority of you have made sure that I've made the right decisions and that I've been on the right side of different decisions being made. So I guess if you're going to vote for me, you know, you'd be doing it because you helped me get here. And I just really appreciate your help. It's been a really fun game. I've had a fun time all the same. So yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Thanks so much, Ed. Great opening statements. Now we're going to hand over to the jury. And Todd's going to be our first jury member. So Todd, you can stand up where you are.
Congratulations. It's a huge achievement. There's been a lot of chat in this game about building a Survivor resume. And there's lots of people who've built a resume throughout the game. I feel there's quite a few strong resumes sitting on the jury. So what we, the jury, want to hear from you is what is on your Survivor resume. Oscar?
I'll start at the swap. So having already been in the majority of my tribe, one specific move I want to highlight is when we, so that this was myself, Pauline, Sab, the majority, when we ended up as the majority on our tribe, along with Andrew, we had decided to vote off Maddie, but we would tell Aiden that it was Squin, the name that we'd voted off. I decided that I wanted to work with Aiden. I was thinking down the line, I didn't know at that time that the original Black Tribe wouldn't be, there wouldn't be as many members left. And so I spoke to Aiden and told him which name we were really putting down. And I think that's indicative of a lot of things. I was making opportunities for myself in the future by building trust through moves like that. Another move was once I had the advantage in the challenge. So I bid on obviously I had no idea what the closed thing would be. I was fortunate that it was a challenge advantage. And I knew at that time that I wanted to get rid of you. And so what I did is I organized our team so that we had a majority, that we could vote out you, 3 of us, that being myself, Pauline and Sab. And then also John, because I knew you'd think that I'd put John there as an easy target when really you were my target. Yeah.
Okay. Bethany?
So I have played this game without thinking about building a resume. I've been really focused on just surviving tribal to tribal. I think every time I've come in here, I've thought I would be catching votes and that I would be the one that was going home. And every time I've managed to survive. And I guess the most pivotal, I'm not going to say it's the biggest move because it's very subjective to like what end of the move you're on. But the biggest move for my game moving forward to get me to where I am right now was when we were at the Yellow 2.0. John had flipped and was voting with the original Yellows, and I was not. Eden and I were on the bottom, and Abs was voted out. And obviously we had not expected that, and it really looked like it could so easily have gone just boom boom after that. You guys could have thrown challenges and knocked us out really easily, but you didn't, and that was my best strategic move. The social connections that I built with you and with Lauren and with Ed really set the tone for the rest of my game, and I felt like you guys showed trust to me, and I tried as much as I could within the scope of the game to show that trust back and to always be doing what I said I was going to be doing.
Thanks. Ed?
Yeah, I think like Beth, because I didn't know what the jury was, I wasn't really thinking about a resume throughout the entire game. I think reflecting and looking back, I can see points within the game where I had to try and make an impact and help the team out as best I could. So when the yellow tribe and the black tribe were switched around, yourself, Loz, and I found ourselves in the minority, and we had to try and make that work for our group. So through our social skills and through our strategizing, we were able to get John on board for that and start working in that way too. When you were voted out, surprisingly, that put me and Loz in a pretty vulnerable situation. And that's when I jumped ship. I decided to try and find some new alliances. When Loz got voted out after that, it was really about trying to, try and create the groups that I could not manipulate but work with to try and get the votes on my side. So I guess if my resume was anything, it would be that I've found different moments throughout the game where I've had to apply skills I've learned from you guys in new situations to get the votes that I needed. I've been very lucky in a lot of cases with challenges that have kept my head above water, I think, in a lot of situations. There were times where if I didn't have the fancy necklace on, I'd definitely be getting sent. But because of that, I was able to then use that immunity to my advantage.
I think I was on a tribe with you for the whole game, and being in a minority situation after a tribe switch and fighting from being in minority to majority is a big achievement. So I think it's great that you mentioned that, and winning multiple immunity challenges too is definitely something I think you have to your resume. So thanks everyone.
Thanks, John. Thanks, Todd. Alright, so the next jury member is Aiden.
So congratulations to you. Making the final three is a great effort. So my first question is going to be for you, Oscar. We obviously had a lot of conversations around the time of the swap about working together, and one of the things you said to me was you don't want to make boring moves. And I think maybe one of the criticisms from the jury about your game is that some of the moves you did make were a bit predictable. So how would you defend yourself against that?
I agree. I think they have been predictable moves. I think for myself, I decided the idea for my game wasn't flashy moves, it wasn't big moves, it was smart moves. For example, at the swap, it would have been a big move to flip, like when you gave me the opportunity to flip to the old black tribe. That would have been a huge move for myself, but it would not have been a smart move. I would not be here, it would have put a huge target on my back. I think that's what I was thinking the whole time. I think smart moves over big moves.
Sure. Bethany, in your speech, you mentioned that there are times you needed to know when to not push a vote. So can you please talk more on that?
Yeah, okay. I think that's been a crucial part of my strategy, not pushing votes when I don't feel like I've got any agency or when it's not worth it for me to damage relationships or appear too bossy. An example would be literally our very first tribal council where that vote split. It could have been easy for me to say, I'm not, obviously I had voted against you. It could have been really easy for me to not acquiesce and go along with that, but that's just how the game goes. It's you've got to pick your battles, and I think I've picked most of my battles correctly.
Good answer. Ed, you said a lot in your speech that you rely on other people to sort of show you the ropes throughout the game. So what did you really do for yourself?
I guess the things I was able to do for myself were evident in the challenges. So physically speaking, or with some of the puzzles that I had to, to solve or to win those challenges, that helped me. And there was a growth point later in the end game where I didn't have the alliances I was relying on so heavily, where I did have to kind of start making my own new bonds, my own new connections. I realised by the end game I put all my eggs in one basket, and when Todd and Loz had been voted off, I was in this really vulnerable place where I thought I was definitely next. Almost every time I was sitting down talking to a camera, I was saying, this is me for sure, I don't think I'm going to get out of this one. But I managed to get the votes on my side, get someone else at the total on their back instead. So, so I think there was a few times where I did have to kind of step up to the plate myself, make a move, get some people on board, and just I was just trying to get the target off me. It's Survivor, I was just trying to survive.
Okay, thank you. Good answers, everyone, and good luck.
Thanks, Ed. Thanks, Aiden. So our next jury member is Loz. Coming up, Loz.
Alright guys, Ed, I don't have any questions for you. I played most of the game with you, and I think community saved you. Oscar, you mentioned a couple of tribal councils ago that you wanted in the end with you people that you felt were at your level.
Yes.
Yep. And then 2 tribal councils later, you clarified that in what I think was a more correct statement by saying you wanted people in the finals that you could beat. So by default, that says to me that you think you can beat Bethany and you think you can beat Ed. So what is it that in your game of many mediocre moves that you agreed you made in order to move forward that sets you above both Bethany and Ed?
I think, as I had said before, I think I've always been in control of my position that I've sat in this game. I think the swap I lucked out on, I can accept that. Like I ended up in a majority yellow, I can accept that. I think from then on though, I've always been in control of my own position in the game. I do not believe these two have.
And Bethany, you've raised a few times, and we've talked about it quite a few times, about the women playing Survivor thing. And we really spoke about the challenges of being a woman in Survivor and playing against men who maybe want to talk down to us or any of those sort of things in general terms. And you said, you didn't want to push votes that damage relationships, etc. And it's interesting to me that the one time you were willing to do that, to not push a vote, to damage a relationship, was with the one person who really had your back the whole way through and would have taken you and wanted to sit at the end with you. Because we shared that common connection on that. And that one vote that I needed you to have my back was the vote that Todd went. And that changed the game for quite a few of us sitting up there. And it did get you here. So I congratulate you on that. But just an observation from my perspective. I don't...
No comment? Okay. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Loz. All right, so our next jury member is John. Thanks, John. Come on up.
Hi guys, congratulations on making it to the final 3, and one of you will be the winner, so good job. I actually don't have a question. There's a lot of really good questions from the jury, and unless there's any spectacular answers, I've made up my mind.
Thanks, John.
Okay, cheers.
All right, thanks, John. So the next jury member is going to be Sav.
Hi team, congratulations on making it to the end. It's a huge achievement, and I always think if you're at the end you deserve to be there. I want to start with you, Oscar. Like obviously we were pretty tight, as so I thought. I just wanted to know from you, and I have heard the versions from some of the jury members, I just wanted to know when you decided to take me out, because I wanted to see if you caught wind of the fact that I wanted to take you out. Or did you make that decision prior to that?
I think I would say I made the decision to take you out prior to knowing. I obviously became aware. I knew
I think we both knew. I think we would always cut each other. I think that was a reality. Sorry, was that the only part of your question?
Yeah, I guess why also? Why did you decide to cut me?
Yep. I think I was aware that the perception would be that you were in control of what we were doing. And like, we know how we work together, and we work together really well. And I just wanted to be the one out of the three of us sitting here, to be representing those moves. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, we did work well together, and congratulations and good move.
Thank you.
Ed, so big, strong guy. It's very difficult for a guy like you to get to the end, particularly, you know, winning challenges, getting there. So congratulations. That's very cool. Very cool. I wanted to know if you had a strategy coming into this game, because it seems like from your answers, you've kind of rolled with the flow, rolled with the punches. Did you have a strategy at all coming in? Did you strategically, socially, but also to reduce your threat factor just by, you know, your physicality?
So again, I guess I was naive coming into the game, knowing about how Survivor ran, but I did know that if I was a bigger guy and a more physical presence, that I would have a target on my back. Despite the fact that the challenges we'd taken on weren't always all physical, and I didn't win them all constantly, I did know that there was always a bit of a worry that when it came to some of these challenges we were doing, I'd have a target on my back. So my strategy was always put myself within a group that had a majority vote. I kept on basically offering myself as a bit of a weapon or a tool that people could utilise for an extra vote. But I did that because I just wanted to survive. The idea being that you're not going to vote against someone that you're using. So I guess I played myself as a bit of a tool to be used, and in doing so I got to stay around.
Well done.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Thanks.
Bethany, I don't have a question for you, but I do congratulate you getting to the end. And like I said, opening, everyone who's there deserves to be there. So I wish you all the best of luck, and thank you for your answers.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Stop.
Thank you.
Next jury member is going to be Andrew. Come on up, Andrew.
Three amigos, well done. Bethany, we didn't have much of a chance to play together, so it's very difficult for me. One observation was you kept coming into a number of tribal councils seeming confused, or you weren't sure where votes were going. Can I ask, was that a real feeling, or was that just putting it out there?
Some of that definitely was real emotion and real feeling. Like I genuinely felt, especially on the vote out that Todd went home, that my vote was live simply because there was not enough time to talk. And one of the things coming in was that I knew that I was going to struggle with was when I'm having conversations with people, it's really hard for me to leave that conversation when I need to move on. And it was something I was really conscious of, and I guess I just didn't manage it well enough that I got around enough people in that round. But like the general confusion, I think like every time I came in here, I thought that I was going to get votes. Like I could not understand how, how I wasn't perceived as a threat, how my alliance with Eden wasn't perceived as dangerous, how people couldn't see that, like, I was making a lot of moves. So I think threat management was working great for me, clearly. I think I only caught maybe one vote the whole game. And every time I walked in here, I was genuinely scared. Like, my heart rate has been through the roof all weekend. So yes, there has been some confusion, but it's not necessarily that I didn't know what was happening. It's that every time I got in the voting booth, I'd said, this is what I have said I'm doing to the people that I'm working with, and I am 99% sure that I can trust them. It's just that 1% that puts that confusion in there and makes it difficult.
Thank you. Ed, our last conversation, I had one ask of you. One ask, if you recall that ask.
I do, yeah.
We get to deal with it now.
Yeah.
You know what the ask was.
So, Andrew, you asked me to tell you man to man, honourable man to man. You said there'd be no hard feelings. Was the vote you? And I lied to you and I said, no, it's definitely not. It's Eden. I said it blatantly to your face, and I lied. Yeah.
Yeah, even though we both.
Yeah,
I was.
I know. Yeah. I felt bad about it.
No,
I
I
really
just
did.
wanted.
But no, I lied blatantly to your face. Yeah.
Thanks very much, and good luck.
All right, thanks, Andrew. Next up, we've got Pauline.
Congratulations, you've made it all the way, and absolutely no hard feelings on my end. You all deserve to be there, and you've done great. So I've got the same question to all three of you. Can you tell me about a time when something went wrong? Either a vote didn't go your way or you couldn't influence it, like before the vote. How did you regroup from that, and how did you take that, to make yourself stronger in the game? We'll start with Ed.
When Todd got voted out, I was really blindsided by that. I had no idea that's how the vote was going to go. It really, really surprised me, and it also put me and Loz in a really detrimental situation where we were both agreeing that it was either like her or myself next. And I think at that point, that's when I jumped ship. I broke that alliance and I started playing the game with the other groups just to try and say, listen, like I knew where it was going. I had to start making acts to team up with other groups.
Thank you. We'll go with Oscar next, just to break up the order.
A time when something went wrong for me was at the merge vote. So at that vote, I did not want Aiden to go home. I felt that I'd built a lot of genuine trust with Aiden, and I didn't want that to happen. And obviously we all know how chaotic that vote was. So I think I took that to mean like how direct I wanted to be, like with strategic talks. I wanted to make sure that when I was talking to people that it was like very clear what I wanted to be done from that moment, because I felt that I could have been more articulate in that vote and try and push more. So I really tried from then on to be like, I want this to happen, this is why, and I want it to happen now.
Last but not least.
Yeah, I think there's been several points in this game where the vote has not gone the way that I was wishing it to go. The very first vote that I was a part of on the original Karawong certainly didn't, and that was a very confusing vote because it was a split tribal, and it took me a while to work out what was going on there and to work out who the people that I could actually trust were. I think the biggest one was again John flipping on the Ginebra 2.0 tribe when on that first vote. The recovery effort from that was like I'm still shocked that we managed to do it, but it was purely just keeping at it and not giving up and always looking for an option and having someone that you can trust. Like I felt like I could trust Eden, that he would be like, when it seemed like it was going to be either me or him, I never threw him under the bus and said, well, hey, just vote out him and keep me. It was always how can we move forward together? Like there's got to be a way, and we found a way, and it felt unbelievable at the time. Like that the feeling of that specific vote, there was nothing like that.
Thank you.
All right, and the final jury member is going to be Adam. Come on up, Adam.
Yeah, man.
Well, I just wanted to say a huge congratulations to all three of you. You all played really amazing and diverse games, and I think you all deserve to be there. My question is, what is your story this season, and how do you differentiate yourself from the others in this season of Canberra versus the world? And you can go in any order you like.
The story is that, you know, I learnt a lot from the people I was playing with, and I tried to take what I learnt and apply it to my game. So there's something that I took away from a lot of you, like the way you were approaching each other to break into groups, to strategize, the way you would find time to talk to each other about certain strategies. Like it's a game in itself, just trying to find that person and get them away by themselves to talk to them. And so that's something I had to learn from you guys too. You would give me insight into what you were thinking and why you were thinking about voting for who you were going to vote for, and there were things I hadn't considered. So by the time we got to this end bit, I was trying to remember everything that you guys had kind of shown me throughout the journey. So yeah, it's been a really big learning curve.
Thank you.
I think the story of my game in Survivor Canberra has been one of just grinding, like started from the bottom and now we're here. There were a lot of points where things didn't look like they were going to go my way, and I just never gave up. And I always, I think, held out hope that there was a move to be made. I think I really relied on myself a lot, and I talked to myself a lot in the confessionals and in the voting booth, just to talk through what I was feeling and thinking, and that's part of my story. Knowing that you can do it, manifesting your desires, speaking into existence the things that you want to happen. For months I've been working towards this. I've been going to the gym 6 to 7 days a week. I can show you the screenshots on my Fitbit. I've been practicing tangrams, practicing puzzles. Obviously not very good at practicing for balancing on a beam, but I have put so much into this, and I just want that to be my story, that you just don't stop. The game starts before you get here. You have to prepare yourself. You have to come in with a plan, and my plan was to be as adaptable as possible and to work with what I had at the time and just to never give up, and I did it, I think.
Thank you. Oscar?
Yeah, I think my story is like many of us. I am a super fan of Survivor. And then obviously the learning curve for me of, as a super fan, it was more important to me in the end not to make the big flashy moves, but instead to play a strong, consistent game from the middle of the majority always, and achieve the success that I did in getting here through that strategy.
Okay. Thank you all so much. You should all be really proud of yourselves, and good luck.
Thanks, Ed.
Alright, thank you so much, Ed. So that concludes our jury speeches. So Oscar, Bethany, Ed, you have done all you can. Now we hand it over to the jury. And jury, just remember, you are writing on the parchment who you want to win this game, who you want to represent this season as the sole survivor. So with that, Todd, I'll get you to vote. Head on out.
Ed, you played a really good social game. You played a really good challenge game. And I think you did everything else better than the other two. Cheers, mate.
Well done to all three, each with unique characteristics that brought you here. Bethany, your enduring survival. Oscar, moderately consistent gameplay. And Ed, withstanding the risk of being an athletic threat. With that being said, whilst your moves may not have been big and flashy, they were consistent. So I think sometimes consistency does pay off, so well done, but well done to all three.
I'm very, very unsure what to do right now.
Bethany, what a journey you've been on. From the World Tribe being absolutely decimated, you somehow got out of that impossible situation and you made it all the way to the end. You did what I couldn't do, you did what what 13 others couldn't do. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy to have been able to play with you and be your ally, and it's been an honour to meet you, and best of luck.
All right, Oscar, Bethany, Ed, for the final time of the season, we'll go count the votes. All right, we also have a special guest who is going to present the $200 check to the winner of Survivor Canberra. So we've got Season 1 winner, Jeremy, who's going to come in and present the check. Welcome, Jeremy. Survivor Canberra is a family, and we also like to bring back our family and make them a part of future seasons. So welcome back, Jeremy. Thanks for coming. All right. We're going to read the votes.
Okay.
All right, and just a reminder, Oscar, Bethany, Ed, you want to see your name on these parchments. First vote, Bethany. Second vote, Oscar. Ed. 1 vote Bethany, 1 vote Oscar, 1 vote Ed. Ed. Oscar. Bethany. We're tied. 2 votes Bethany, 2 votes Oscar, 2 votes Ed. Bethany. 3 votes Bethany, 2 votes Oscar, 2 votes Ed, 1 vote left. The winner of Survivor Canberra versus the world, Bethany. All right, Bethany, come and get your $200 check from Jeremy. All right, come on over, jury. Congratulate your winner. Congratulations.
Oh my god, I cannot believe it. I can't believe that I made this happen. Like I really felt like I spoke this into existence somehow. I've had the most unbelievable 2 days. It's been so like emotional and so up and down.
Bethany, you said you only got 1 vote all game, and that was from me, so consider this an apology. Well played and good luck.
You have no idea until you do it, basically. It looks so much easier on the screen, and I know we say that about a lot of things, but it's so true.
You deserve it.
But I'm just so thankful, and I'm happy that I got to be here with everyone, and the cast and crew were amazing, and Daniel and Liv. Just so happy to be part of season 3 of Survivor Canberra.
Are we ready to go? Okay. Come on in.